Geronimo. Hello, Crimson. Mm. Hmm. How about live, of course. Duh, 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 duh. Ring a ding ding. Hmm. Hello, hello. Alright, I think this thing is working. Y'all can hear me. Is this thing working? What up, dog? Hi, Hanny. You finally made it. Now I finally know that you work during the day or so. I wish that things were so different for me whenever I'm streaming and shit. But, yeah, yeah, yeah. Baller. Ha. Ha ha. Baller. Baller. Let me fix this for a quick moment. Again? Yes, you dingus. Santiago. Santiago. Xavier. Xavier. Hi, Xavier. Probably turning this upside down was not a good idea. Give me a moment. There we go. You guys can see me? Can y'all still hear me? Yeah, you know what? Yeah. So I hope everyone is doing well. I think we gotta be realistic on this. Hi, so I want to ask about your new short about Dark. It's an old short. I'm gonna let you know because FYI, that thing was from 2021, and that short isn't old. I don't know if I really would consider it to be canon or so, but I feel like it could be semi relevant. I don't know. Brandon decided to upload that short video or decided to edit that short for a bit. Um, yeah. So, yeah, matter of fact, hold on. Oh, by the way, don't forget to leave a like on the stream for more streams. I want to mess around with the algorithm, so don't forget to like the stream. And also suggest me new content. my dear friends, because the YouTube algorithm is not really being very good at me, so shit, Jess, throw some ideas, throw stuff to me. It'll be great. It'll be great for me. Please. Anyways. With that being said, yeah, no, I will admit, YouTube is stinky. Again. What are you listening to lately? Oh, a lot of time. Big different music. You would like to say? Give me a moment. Let me put all of this down. Also, yeah. Anyways, there's a lot of things I've been listening to, but yeah. I forgot to make Blitz a moderator. Standard mod. And I should have added Summer as a mod. I forgot I have some of you guys as not really as mods. But then again, I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, ADHD Rumbles. Yeah. Is Hanny still here? Is Hanny still here? iMod. Yes, you. Mr. Jason 200. Yes. Yes. Hanny, what time do you get out of your work? What time do you get out of your work? Is it because, well, let's take this from the easy pinch of the top of the bucket. What time do you get out of work, and which time zone is it? I'm usually done 5 p.m. EST. Okay. Jason, when do you get out of work? Question mark. When do you get out of work? What time do you get out of work, Jason? You're not working right now? Ah, I'm just only asking you, when do you get out of work in general, you know? Are you meaning plans ahead? Like, well, basically just like, what time do you get out of work? What time and shit, you know, when you don't, well, how do I, yeah, hold on. Yeah, like, when you're done with the work, when you're done with work for the day and shit. And also, let me read what Summer said. You could make some review videos of albums you enjoy, like talking about your favorites or current favorites. Then the algorithm would show you to people who are also fans of that music. Although that would be an interesting either way. Honestly, I I've been it to do some music reviews, I think. But then again, I'm like, I have other projects. I don't want to like eat too much. Sorry, metaphorically, I'm gonna speak in a different language for everyone to. Well, I need some of y'all to understand. I'm gonna speak in a different language for a bit, like metaphorically, but yeah. With that being said, 100%, I'm gonna let y'all know, I don't want to eat too much. I don't want to be eating a lot. I don't want to be chewing a lot of food and spitting it back out. And I'll put this into more realistic terms. I don't want to be doing multiple things at multiple times, if you want me to be honest. I want to make projects. I want to, well, how do I say this? I want to do the stuff that I want to do first before getting to the next thing. I just want to complete one project, then after that, I'll be doing another project. I just want to at least be more fair about it, I think. I don't know if I don't know if I'm making any sense. Am I making any sense? Do I need to elaborate this on a simpler way? Do I have to make it simple for everyone to understand? Usually closing until 10, but I usually work in the afternoons until evening. So normally the hour ranges between 11 a.m. till evenings or close to evenings till 10 p.m. Okay. You're in TTS. Okay, understandable. You're good. Anybody else? Does anybody want me to elaborate on a simpler note? Does anybody want me to elaborate on a simpler note? Because I could do that. Anyways, with that being said, okay, I I hope that I am, but yeah. Ow, god damn. Anyways, so yeah, okay, ADHD brain. Fucking hell. Anyways, like what I said, I don't want to do too much things at the same time. I don't want to cram myself. I'm already working on Dr. Mikey and Dark and the Lost. And I know for the fact it's taking a very long time to actually put everything back together because look, if you want me to rip the actual band-aids right now, I'll tell you why I am remaking all of this lore. And I was gonna save this for another time and another discussion, but due to the fact that I know for the fact that there's people who are wanting to know, oh, what's the purpose of why are you rebooting the lore? What's going on? Even though I did kind of explain it in that other update video that I did not too long ago. I mean, how long ago was that video that I made? Let me check. Because I swear, that update video was at least what I known so far. Back on back on May 30th. On May 30th, I made that update video. Hi, sorry, I'm late. I crammed so much R fight work into this, but I hope you're doing well. Also, I love lower drop. Okay. Hi, Val. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. It's fine. It's fine. I hope you're enjoying art fight, by the way. And I am doing well. I'm doing well, very well. Yeah. Also, let's get into the. I guess I could just say this shit now before I automatically forget, and people can really take this out of context or not out of context. Yeah, okay, my ADHD brain has been out of whim for today, so I'm gonna try my best to make it more proper common sense. So, since a lot of you guys have been wondering, when is the Doctor coming back? When is Darkin coming back? Whenever the time will tell. I don't want to rush things. Respectfully, I don't like rushing things. Because if you were to look back at some of the other stuff that I've done before, I know there was times that I worked on Darkin a lot, and some of it was kind of fast paced, but not really at the same time. I mean, if you were to look at the Mikey's Mind of Color movie, I know for the fact that the movie is just like what, years old, like a couple years old. I felt like it was kind of fast paced, but at the same time didn't have any proper common sense or like any of the actual Dr. Mikey lore. Half of these things were like either shorts, some tidbits, and no actual purpose. I mean, some of it did had actual lore when I had some of my other friends around, but I will say this, I want to make the characters have actual proper lore and actual common sense. I want to give them a proper, storyline, a proper reason why they're intertwining, and not just like, oh, random crossover, ooh, random crossover, ooh, random crossover. I'm not that guy anymore. If you want me to be honest, I'm not that guy who used to ask for people to be part of crossovers and stuff. I Once in a while I do ask if I were to, collaborate and see if they want to canonize some of their lore and stuff. So like it's that type of shit. Anyways, I'm doing well. I am. It's fun. It's good. Also, I was gonna wonder what what's gonna happen to both of your OCs. Kinda they're the same person or variants. So I guess you know what? I could do lore drop. You know what? I guess I can do lore drop. You know what? We could do lore drop. I'll do lore drop. I'll do lore drop. Do y'all want lore drop? All right.
how about this? If we get a couple more likes, I'll do lore drop. I know seven you are here. So if we get to a couple of likes, I will give lore. At least 7 likes or at least 5 likes. Hi. Oh my god. One Sonic, oh cool. Hi. Hi. How you doing? Anyways, if you really want some lore on the Doctor and Darkin, then give more likes. I will explain. I will explain. Because I will throw the actual meanings and shit and give the big old proper context or so. Anyways, with that being said, there's 5 likes. So okay, I need to reread the comment. Are are they kind of the same person or variants? Yeah. So okay, you know what? I need to well, I need to reiterate some of my words before I lose my actual common sense. So I'm gonna read back for what Vale said. So Vale said also I was also wondering what's gonna happen with the both of your OCs. They're kind of like the same person or variants. Right. I need to remember. I need to remember. I need to lock in. I need to lock in. I need to lock in. Lock in. Lock in. Right. Anyways, how about this? 7 likes. If we reach the 7 likes, then I'll do lore drop. That's that. 7 likes, then I'll reveal the lore of what they really are, or something like that. There's at least what? You expect me to really just sit here and just yap about it? Come on, we can just do better than that. 7 likes would be great. I'll do the lore drop if we just reach the 7. I mean, we have 7 people, yes, but I'm talking about 7 likes. You know what? I could just be nice and fair about this. 5 likes is fine. Well, at this point, I'll just do lore drop. So, so I'm gonna try to remember for what Vale said for a bit because it's probably gonna be best to really re-remember some of this shit before I do forget again. And also, FYI, if I were to say anything out of context or out of pocket, to remind you, it's been a long day. Today's been pretty hectic and all. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna try to read what Vale said a while back. I'm doing well. It's fun that it's good. I was also wondering what's gonna happen with the both of your with the both of your OCs. I'm gonna try to read this again with grammar. I also was wondering what's gonna happen with both of your OCs. Are they kind of like the same person or variants? Well, time to do lore job. I hope everyone is listening because this is the only time that I'm only gonna say this, and this is the only place that you're gonna hear this. But yeah, the doctor is just myself. Just that's it. The doctor is just me. Well, not really me. I'll explain. Dr. Mikey was at one point just a self-insert Doctor Who persona. But as time went on, I started to think that he could be more than just me. He's like at least different parts of the Doctor, but still me ish? Something like that. He is more than people would expect. it's like basically like if you put your own twist on the Doctor, or at least make yourself more energetic than the other person who was the Doctor, but still has their charisma or so, that charm or anything. Um, I how do I properly explain this? So like this, Matt Smith. There's many people who would say that Matt Smith doesn't have the same wittical charm as David Tennant. But then again, when it comes to David Tennant and Matt Smith, they have their own wits and charms. While Matt Smith is more of a childlike doctor for a bit, and then for David, he is just more of a strong doctor, but also deep and heart and opening. It's like that. But for my doctor, he is very realistic, but also has an open mind, and also he he has a mindset that he doesn't like losing, and he doesn't like letting things go as well. Um, what else could I say for the doctor? Um, for my doctor, he could also really just like things in life as well. There's a lot of things that I could say, but my doctor just doesn't like things going away. He loves things that are so cool. He's very hyper focused. He's very ADHD coded and full of the autism as well. I mean, I kind of based off my doctor because of the many plethora of theories that a lot of people are saying that the doctor could be autistic or has ADHD or both. There was two videos at least on YouTube that kind of shows evidence that the 11th and 10th doctors, or at least 12 and 13, has the dose of autism and ADHD. And again, these are just like fan theories and stuff. So I decided to really put myself into the position as the doctor and stuff. So yeah. Yeah. I hope that kind of answers the question. Does that kind of answer the question for the doctor for a bit? Because I know for the fact that I had to like pull up my brain for this. Does that make any sense to anyone? I know that we have 8 viewers in here. Does that make any proper sense? Does anybody any? Is there anybody else who actually understand? But yeah, I'll probably make it more of a shorter way to explain it. For anyone who really wants to get more of a shorter version, my doctor is basically just like a bit of the 11th, but also a bit of like David, a bit of 12, a bit of 13. My doctor is just wanting to be more outgoing, just looking at life more differently. He doesn't like losing things, and more importantly, he's just himself. That's what I want to put into the perspective of the doctor for my iteration of the doctor. It's just my doctor is more open minded and just wanting to be more, passionate and more serious as well. And not try to be too much of a dick or anything, if you want me to be honest. But also that he cares for all of his companions and trying to treat them right for a bit as well. Um, yeah. Does that make any sense to anyone now? Does that make it more easier than said than done? Does that properly give an answer to why the doctor is like that or something, 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 something? Okay. So about Darken, where do I go off in this? Because this is gonna go into personal territory when I talk about this creation. Because Darken, God Lord, where do we even go? Like, how do we even elaborate about him. Is Summer still here? Is Summer still here? Is Summer still here? I don't know if Summer's still here. Summer! I know you wanted to know about a bit of Darkin. Right, let me see. I feel like that. Well, hold on. Hold on, let me see if Summer's around. Right, is anyone still here? I need to really double check on who's still here. Xavier's still here. I think Vale is still here. I think Vale is still here. Or Vale. It shows that it's just me, Xavier, and Vale is still here. So, right. For Darkin, where do we even go about this? Like, how do I really explain about the Purple Head? Um, there's a lot, and I mean a lot of lore, but I'll just say that he he's not normal. He's not normal because I know for the fact that I already have like the legendary thing where I told him, well, where I told everyone that he was originally gonna be like an anti-hero and some shit, but like there's more than meets the eye, of course. There's more, of course. Hmm. I think there's more. Hold on, let me go back. He's like an entity, right? When you say he's not normal or more on like Bill's hyper level. So, right. I'm gonna try my best to remember because here, I know that I have a Google Document like with Darkin's like original lore and shit, but like there's more than I would love to properly explain about him because originally Darkin was not supposed to be like a whole decent like hybrid or so. He was at one point was gonna be a villain or like an anti-hero. There is evidence that I have within my own archives that he was gonna be a dick and an asshole and shit. But when I started to test that out, I felt like it was wrong for a bit. And yeah, no. Darkin, I feel like for him he wasn't really that much of a jerk. No. No. You know what? I need to pull up the document. I think I have to pull up the document. I have to probably pull up the document. I'll have to probably pull up the document. Give me a moment. Let me see if I have the original document because I I'm gonna just try to remember this shit. Like, hold on. Where are you? Da 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 da. I think that if we were to do this, MMOC, or at least, hold on, Mikey's Mind of Colors. So, let's just take this from a notch. So, mm, you know what? I don't know if I have the energy to really explain the guy, because if you want me to be honest, it would take a very, 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 very long time to explain about how he is and how he was made. But I'm gonna try my best for you, Vale, for a bit. But yeah. So originally, Darkin was gonna be a villain, or like this bad guy, but he he didn't really fit the category of being a bad guy because he didn't really look like a bad guy. He looked like more of a just an a like a whole like like entity that is just different, and he's just wanting to learn about the human life. And also, I feel like that majority of his lore wasn't properly like explained that much well, which, if you want me to be honest, the only things that I could properly say is that he was originally gonna be a villain, a anti-hero, all that type of shit, but like he's just one of those entities just to learn about human life. He's just trying to learn his shit, but whenever I get the time to rewrite his lore, I'm probably gonna give more background to him. I want to make it more proper sense for people to actually understand for a bit. Yeah, look, I'm sorry if my answer doesn't give the proper like conclusion because again, Jargon has been existing since 2019 and stuff, so like it's hard to really like pinpoint down to like, you know, what he really is. Because look, I'll be real with you. For a very long time, I'm still kind of trying to figure out who is Darkin really is. What makes him Darkin, at least. Am I making sense? Am I making sense to everyone? I hope I'm making sense. Am I making sense? Am I making sense? I hope I'm making sense. Oh, you're back now. Yeah. Because look, I'll just tell you this, guys. For Darkin, I think that yes, he's still in like an entity. He's still a hybrid. He's still part of my genes. He's part of my DNA. And more importantly, he is still part of my subconscious mind. But I feel like that there could be more proper like lore that would explain for him as well. So that's why it's kind of complicated for him. You see, Darkin is like let's be realistic. This thing's been existing since 2019. You expect that this shit would be easy? Fuck no. This shit is not easy. Darkin is not easy. He's a complex. He's more complicated. Like, let's be realistic. He is more complicated than the Doctor. Yeah, you hear me saying this shit correctly. He is more complicated than the friggin' Doctor. And I can't believe I'm actually saying this shit, but like, he is more complicated than the Doctor. But But back to the point at hand. For him, kind of like the alter ego. No, no, not really. No, alter ego. I don't really think that would really fit it too well. I just feel like the whole alter ego thing would just be too much. No, I mean, because here, I'll just tell you this. A former friend of mine thought Darkin could be like one of the Doctor's alter egos or something like that. But no, 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 no. I don't see that being the case. No, 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 no. Anyways, like what I said, Darkin is very complicated. His lore is probably the most convoluted, complicated, probably messed up situation that I have. And that's why I am also fixing the mess that I have made on my own behalf. Yeah. Um yeah, you can tell. And one of the pets of Darkin. Oh boy. Yeah, Shock. You know what? I'll tell you this. I will say that Shock will be canon. Shock is considered to be canon, of course. Um um yeah. Mm. Yeah, anyways. I don't his videos might come out soon. I don't know when. Honestly, okay. I'll just say this. I'll just say this. Whenever I have the time to actually fix Darken and shit, um, yeah, yeah. Anyways, sorry, ADHD moment, ADHD moment, ADHD moment, ADHD moment, ADHD moment, ADHD moment. Right. Whenever I get back to making more Darken stuff, I'm gonna try to do something more better with this lore, because I'll be real with you. It's gonna be a lot of fixing and a lot of recanonizing, and more importantly, a lot of duct tape and hammers and glue and nails and wood. Because let me tell you, doing this shit isn't easy. Other than that, I hope that did give some proper explanation for a bit for some of the lore of the characters. I mean, I hope many people didn't assume that I was making half of this shit up. But when it comes to like remembering your own character's lore and shit, it's it's really hard. Like, I'll just tell you this. Would you think that I would remember my doctor's lore for the past 11 years? Like, you expect me to remember all this jack shit? No, not really. Not all of it or so. I mean, I am currently getting help from one of my other older friends who were at the time at the existing of, like, I will say this. I have one of my OG friends who were there at the time at the beginning of the Mikeyverse and shit, and they helped me out with the doctor. So like, yeah. Also, I will say this, some of the lore that I did with APJ is still considered to be canon. I'm gonna confirm this now. Whatever is still considered to be canon, or what is still, whatever is still to be considered canon will be within the newer lore or the revamped lore, of course. I hope that makes proper sense. Of course. I hope that that makes proper sense. But yeah. Anyways, for what I can say is that whenever I get back to be, releasing lore for the Doctor and stuff, it's gonna be different because like the past 11 years has been pretty rough, and I want to really give my Doctor a proper like ARG-ish interaction and just, fun things in general, of course. I mean, my Doctor persona deserves to be properly expand on for a bit outside of like crossover media for a bit, just to be on its own for a bit. And also for Darkin, I want to really like fully embrace his side of the lore and just be more like all of that type of shit. Anyways, like what I said, I hope that makes proper sense for everyone to understand. Anyways, Jason said, Mikey, I'll try to see what my schedule with this week looks like. It's my last week of availability before my trip in August. Okay, thank you for letting me know, Jason. Thank you. Um, right. Xavier said he is from this fan-made Disney Bolt DVR series called Bolt the Super Dog. Shocking, and I'm basically extending Shock's story. Honestly, I feel like we could give more of an alternate AU for Shock, if you want me to be honest, Xavier, because here, I feel like we could do a whole different AU for Shock for a bit. That's what I personally think. I mean, I feel like we could do something more on that. Also, Xavier, I'm gonna let you know right now. I have not seen the thing that you have sent me. The friggin' channel chainmail chasers video, the Smile Dog Origins video. I have not seen that video yet. I have not seen that thing yet. FYI, I was very busy today, and I was gonna get it. I was actually trying to get to seeing that thing like at multiple times today, but I was so damn busy that I didn't even have the proper time to actually do it. But yeah, I will say this. I think that doing all the reinventing of the characters' lores and stuff is probably a good way to really reboot the Mikeyverse, because I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I feel like that I want to give my characters some proper respect as well, because like I I feel like I'm a bullshit creator, if you want me to be honest. I know for the fact that I've been doing so many doodles of the characters and stuff, and I know I did a couple of videos and all, but like I feel like that I haven't been really not showing them that much, if you want me to be honest. And no, I'm not really in character. I'm actually being realistic for a bit. Like, I'll tell you this. I know I said that there'll be more cameos for the doctors and shit, and like, I want to make it more good for everyone to properly understand, and I want to make it more, at least more common sense. Lots of lore like your shit. I mean, look, I'll tell you this. At least that I'm being. I mean, I'll be real with you. At least I'm being nice about this, just revealing of what the Doctor and Darkin are, and just being more realistic of how I feel about the lore. Because like, well, if you want, my past self would just be very furious or just upset of like me saying this shit. Like, my past self would be so very fumed at rage of me saying this shit right now, and he would be very upset. But he can't really do anything. He can't really do anything. He can't. Like, he can't really do anything at this point, so he has to suck up at this point. Like, I understand that he was trying to do the vision, but the vision wasn't really walking that much. But I'll tell you this, I'll make the vision walk and talk, even though it would take a very long time. And hell, I remember when I was trying to do the Lugoverse movie, the Mikeyverse movie. No, yeah. Does anybody remember the Lugoverse movie idea that I had that I wanted to do for a while? Yeah, that thing. I don't know if that's actually gonna be made. If you want me to be honest. Well, actually, what if I told you it kind of was made, but not really? Look, I wanted to really say that the renewal was the Lugoverse movie, but nah, it would just be bullshit, like claims and shit, you know? That'll be just a whole bullshit detector for a bit. Anyways, like, anyways, let me let me read live chat. Some plots can be more challenging than others, so I know what it's like in a way. Yeah, I put off the sequel to keep the change for many years because I didn't know how to fix the plot. Then Xavier said it's basically Shock's back to a straight, trying to figure out that if this whole superpower thing was a lie and such when it's the right time. Darkin brings him to his void. Yeah, like I'll be real with you. I feel like that. Um, I feel like that I could cook up. I could oral farm. Look, I'll be real with you. I'll oral farm real hard, and I'm telling you this. Probably at the end of this year, I'm probably gonna aura farm so strong for Darkin or the Doctor. Like, I'll be real with you. I'm gonna aura farm. Trust me. When I say this, I am gonna do the most craziest shit for these characters. And I'm literally gonna stick to my word. Mark my word, there will be more Darkin videos. Mark my word, there'll be more Doctor lore. Mark my word, the Mikey verse will be revived into a different type of version. It's gonna take time. Trust me, it will take time. Also, another thing, I'm gonna try to also get back to making more of like other content as well because like I did I don't know if I've told anyone this yet, but after I'm done with season 2 of Mikey's Random Mondays, I'm trying to probably go back to be making some of my own personal content for a bit because I think that it's probably best for me to really up the ante for some of that shit because look, doing Mikey's Random Monday isn't really that easy as I thought it used to be. And I'm not saying bullshit about BevCam. BevCam is great people. I love them a lot. All of them are great. And honestly, I love Mikey's Monday. I'm probably gonna take a break when I'm done like making that behind the scenes video for the Wes Anderson thing that I have done for the BevCam pages and stuff. And probably just I don't know fix some of this up, I guess. Shock and Shock and Bevcam when time will tell. Time will tell. Time will tell, Xavier. Time will tell. Also, for the other now you just reminded me, for the other Mikeyverse creations, for Mr. Void and the Burnouts, I feel like they need to really get their stories more expanded because I feel like I throwing them out of the web and just bring them into the world with no proper context. and I and I will be realistic about this shit. I feel like they gotta have their stories to be expanded more. Properly. From my side. Properly. Um anyways, I had given out so many lore. Y'all should deserve this as a treat. And this is like the only stream that you're only gonna hear this shit. Like, I am not gonna ever repeat this ever again, unless if it's necessary for like actual, caution of lore stuff. Then that's fine. Um. mm. With that being said, there'll be more Mikey's Random Mondays whenever I have the time, and yeah. Also, more importantly, I will still make videos with the Bevcam peeps because I love that place. Bevcam is like my place to go to where I make more of my content. Of course, they're trying to draw me over here. What the fuck? Is that how you really come in? Are you really kidding me, kid? Is this how you say this shit? Is that how you introduce yourself in the stream, kid? Is this how this is going now? You're sending me videos. What? What's going on? Who? Who? What is this shit? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Every time I chop down on my teeth, I taste it. What the fuck?
There's hail. Good lord. Why is it like hurricane force winds? Good lord. This is what I deal with today? It looks like there's gonna be hail though. So, maybe. There was hailing at Trophy. So, I'm not entirely sure right now.
Dog, protect yourself. Oh god. Like, kid. You good? I'm good. I'm just saying. Kid, are you okay? I'm talking to Meredith. No, wait, sorry. I'm about to end stream and stuff. Sorry. I'm about to end stream and shit. I don't know. I almost said your name. That was almost a stupid part. It's coming in waves. Alright, I've streamed for almost too long. I think y'all deserved. Y'all got your extra stream. Anyways, with that being said, I hope y'all enjoy yourselves. Thank y'all for coming, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna be relaxing now. I'll see y'all around. Bye! Bye! Bye!